What's up? What's up? What's up? How you
Hey,
doing?
Dawnna.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm actually doing really well. Let me just pop my calendar up, let you know what's been going on. Do that part really quick first.
Sure.
Um, Paulette, Anthony, and Jennifer. Okay, so I had I did three of the coaching calls today for the let me not lie. Yeah, for new clients that we booked. First, I was talking to Paulette, who's absolutely awesome.
She
So
is.
she so Ruben and Ruben might join us later. Ruben's wife Patricia does absolutely amazing work. He's amazing CMO as it is, but she does amazing work in regards to all of the graphics and everything our clients need. And so she's put up the whole she's doing the whole thing with Warrior and Her Truth, getting the challenge
Oh,
ready. So she's working on all this stuff
cool.
right now. It looks amazing. And then for privacy, I spoke to AM. He's actually in the part of finding your sweet spot where people actually discover
Mm,
what their perfect area of expertise is, even if they've been coaching for a while. So he was doing that part this morning. So we sat down and went through details on doing that. Jennifer is one step in front of him. And so Jennifer worked on hers during our last call, which was just a few days ago, I think on Friday. So she worked on hers a few days ago. And, she's been coaching forever. And this morning, we sat down and just, this is only our second call together. Sat down, I looked at her, she did her homework. I looked at her homework and I was like, Jennifer, let me tell you what your area of expertise is. And she was like, completely
boom.
blown away. Yeah. And it was like, and she goes, and it's totally in alignment with what she's supposed to be doing. And she's like, I've been coaching forever. She goes,
Yep.
I've been coaching forever and I've worked with so many coaches. And she goes, this is the first time anybody told me what my actual area of expertise was rather than this generic stuff. What my, like, down to the niche, like who you should be talking to, what your area of expertise is, what you do, what's your value proposition, what's your positioning statement, what's your USP. Like, we got down to the nitty gritty of it. Then on top of it, she has this huge opportunity coming up on Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to make sure your messaging is on point so that this program is completely paid for. And what is she in, like her second, third week of working with me?
If even.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, we're going to get your whole message together because she has this huge opportunity that's coming up on Tuesday that came up out of nowhere. And literally was like, she goes, I signed up with you. And then this opportunity came up. And I'm like, and we're going to use that opportunity to pay off this program. And then everything else you do from here is gravy. I am so freaking excited for her right now. Like, let's go
I
get it.
I am too, because she was so excited to get in, and now already she's seeing the value. She's getting that. It sounds like she's getting that clarity, in terms of her area of expertise and just dialing it right in early. And that is such a great feeling.
It's the very first thing we work on. Even when people come to me and they're like, I'm an expert in this, I'm like, great, let's just validate it.
Yep.
And for her, it was just one of those moments where she was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I do. Hey, what's
Oh,
up? How you doing on social media? On Facebook. So yeah, right away, this is only our second, maybe our third meeting total. And it was like, here's your area of expertise, here's your niche, here's your ideal client, here's who you look for, here's who you talk to. And then she goes, well, turns out I'm speaking to that exact ideal client on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, then we're going to get your message on point. So that way, when you talk to them, we can actually talk about how you can close deals from the stage. Oh, and here's your pricing for that. And here's what your offer is going to be before you get off stage. This is only our third meeting. Like,
that's all you did that call?
that was it. Yeah. So it was like light, keeping it light. So I'm really freaking excited for her because, I mean, like I said, for me, my ideal client is someone who has coached for a while already. They've already been kind of like, they've been doing this and they know that they love what they're doing,
Right.
and it's that part, but,
Yep.
and so she's like, yeah, but And I'm like, let's get past that but. And the thing is, what's so cool is right after we do this, we're going to go into her methodology. So we're going to formulate her entire methodology. And then from there, we're going to go into her offering. We're going to do all the pricing and everything in regards to her offering. We're doing what we call light pricing now because she has this opportunity coming up. But then we'll do her complete package. So we'll have her core offering as well as what her lead magnets are. And so those opportunities, how she leverages lead magnets to make obviously her marketing dollars work better. And then we go straight into client engagement and sales. And then from there, mansion retreat programs.
Nice.
And we had already basically come up with what her mansion retreat program was going to be because that's what she wants to do. We had already come up with basically what was her mansion retreat program going to do, including how much she's going to price it out for. She's going to easily do 150 to, for her ideal client, she'll do 150 to 175 on a mansion retreat program. And we really want her to get them to do once a quarter, but that's only 10 sales a quarter.
Right.
And I'm thinking we're only going to do 3 quarters. So she'll get to those. So she'll have over $400,000, but she's going to do it in 3 quarters instead of 4.
That is so awesome. I'm so
excited for her. Like
yeah.
I can see her like I can see her stuff. Like I'm seeing my hand.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it is. I'm like, oh my God, let's go. And her ideal client, I'm like literally talking to her and I'm like, I talked to your ideal client this weekend. And what happened was as I was looking at her stuff over the weekend, because she had done her homework and, you know, I have access to it. And I was looking over to the weekend. I was talking to someone. I'm like, oh my God, this is Jennifer's ideal client. Like hit me right immediately. So I was like, and so I had a connection for her already to do what she's going to be doing. So I'm really excited.
Nice.
Let's make
money. That's awesome.
Yeah. And she's so excited because she's like, you know, it's frustrating when you know that you love what you do.
Right.
You absolutely love what you do. And it's really frustrating when you're like, I can't figure out how to whittle it down. I can't figure out how to niche it in. I can't figure out who my ideal client is. I kind of work with anybody that'll walk in the door. I always feel like I'm reinventing the wheel. It's still my stuff, but I'm always repackaging it to try and fit someone else. That's frustrating as hell. So I really love getting people to the point. So she's super excited. She got off the phone giddy. So I was like, yes. Oh, so anyway, we're meeting again on Thursday because, you know, open coaching. I don't do that once a week crap. So she's, I hate, by the way, vent moment. I hate that. So if you ever have to talk to a client before they get on the phone with me, I hate open coaching because quite honestly, if I'm being coached, I'm paying good money to be coached. If I have an epiphany on Thursday at 4:00, I don't want to have to wait until Monday at our regularly scheduled time at 1:00. I want to talk about that epiphany on Thursday when I have it. I want to be able to text you and call you. And I want you to be excited that I had an epiphany just as much as, you know, I want that. So I don't like that closed coaching program. Mine is open, so people get in. Anyway, that's all that's going on in my world.
That's it?
That's it. Just getting another happy client to another 6 figures. Okay, sorry. I just get really excited when they do great.
I know you do. I love it. I love your enthusiasm. It's great.
I love it. I love it.
All right. So can I hit you up with some questions here?
Do your thing, babe. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this. All right. So we have someone who has already signed up for the VIP Bootcamp at the end of April and everything. But she sent me an email and said she has a question and she's working on her mission vision for her company and has gotten stuck. And I tried following up with her yesterday, but we just weren't able to connect yet. But my question to you, Dawnna, is that, you know, I explained a little bit about the focus and making sure that's in place before the boot camp, because the boot camp, we're going to put the finance part of it on steroids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we really haven't talked about like the mission, the vision.
We haven't talked about the future elements and the
right,
goals.
exactly.
Right.
So I'm curious if you can kind of help me frame that in for her as well, just so she has a better understanding of like, is that something she needs to worry about right now?
So, first question for it. So, what's her initials?
L.
DL?
No, LM.
Okay, you know what? We have private chat, so you're gonna actually have to give me a whole name in private chat. Do you see private chat down there? Here, it is right here. Okay, that's private chat. Did it pop up
Okay.
for you?
All right.
There you go. Because I'm like, I don't know that name. So is she in the boot camp only, or did she do did the oh, okay, did she do the boot camp and the
No, I believe she's in the boot camp only.
she's only in the boot camp. Okay, so
Right.
here's what I would ask her. Okay, and this is gonna look. People are gonna turn over in their freaking graves when I say this, but it's okay.
Uh-oh.
Does she? What does she need her mission and vision statement for right now?
Okay.
Right. Like so many times we're so busy following what big companies are doing. And don't get me wrong, I 100% work with people on their mission and their vision and their goal statement.
Right.
After we've identified your expertise, we've identified your ideal client, we know what you're offering, we have all the pricing around that. Right? Because once I have that, then I can come around and I can go, oh, here's your vision and mission statement. Like your vision and mission statements and even your goals are they're still going to be connected, strongly connected to your area of expertise. And so without knowing her area of expertise, it's going to be really hard for me to help her know what those are. But with that said, people also get visions and missions wrong. Your vision is basically what's going to happen over the curvature of the earth. You cannot see it. It is not something that you even think you're going to achieve. It is bigger than that. It is legacy based, right? And so for Fyrebrand, while one of our mottos is this is basically kind of, well, it's not our vision, but we rebel against the status quo to raise the bar so we can work with clients that we love who love what we do. And why do we do that? Because our vision. Because we believe that not everyone is meant to work in a corporate environment. Not everyone is meant to work in an office, and not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. However, the path to entrepreneurship, the path to bootstrap entrepreneurship is usually very daunting. We want to make that journey easier, more profitable, and just something and attainable. And so that's our vision. That's really what we want to do. And we want to do it worldwide. Right. So for her, what I would tell you is for LM, what she's really going to need to ask herself is, am I doing this because it's a check in the box? Or is this something that I need to do in order to go from my expertise to sales? If she doesn't need to do it right now, then pause. You don't need that to make money. 90% of the people you're talking to on the phone could give a crap about your vision. Most people don't know our vision, right? Most people don't know our mission. And your vision is something that is so big to achieve. Your mission are the things that you do on a regular basis to achieve that vision. And the goals are all the things that you achieve on a yearly basis. More like, so my mission might be put in a mansion retreat strategy, right? That mission might take me 1, 2, 3 years, but all along the way, I'm going to have these little goals, these milestones that I'm using to achieve that mission. That mission might be something bigger, to create this exclusive program where entrepreneurs can come, learn, grow, and launch their business. Right. So vision is bigger than mission. Mission is bigger than goals. Goals have key performance indicators. Missions are based on strategies, and visions are something that's probably too big for you to ever actually achieve, but damn it, you're going to chase it anyway.
I like it. I like it. I love how you just you have such a gift for just taking things. Oh, and this is all it is. And it's just so simple and nice and tight. It's just like, yeah, vision is
That's
bigger
like
than
my
mission.
superpower. I'm going to take this
Mission is
really
bigger than goals.
complicated thing and make it like these 3
It
sentences.
is. It's one of your superpowers, that's for sure. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Next situation. I'm going to put a name in.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, yep.
And we spoke last week, and I actually followed up yesterday and had a conversation. And it was interesting because I feel like this person is in a different place now, and they were focused on, do we have a website included with our package? And it was a little bit of a curveball for me. And I think what's happening is they're looking at other programs, and apparently some of the programs that they're checking into like have like a website included with them. And so I
For
tried
a
to,
boot camp? Is it, she's talking about for a boot camp, right?
no, I don't think it's a boot camp. I think it was like another
No,
coaching
no, but
program.
for us, she was looking at a boot camp, right?
Yes, yes,
She expects
yes.
to get a website with her boot camp?
Right. And so I'm not sure if
No,
there
we
was a
don't do
little,
that.
yeah.
Sometimes people will ask you for things that they know that they cannot get only because it's their way of coming up with an objection rather than to say they don't want to do it. I would
Mm,
prefer for someone just to be honest and say, you know what, this is something I don't want to do right now. No, we don't throw a crappy website in with our stuff. That's not what we do. I know a lot of people do that. They go and get somebody, they pay them $500 to do a website for you, and it's basically a crappy website. Do we have, like, based on my own websites, website templates? But yeah, those are for our coaching clients, not for a 3-day boot camp.
yeah. And I'm not sure if maybe they were checking into some other things and were confused or
It's not
whatever,
my
but
business. They
right,
can go listen. There are a lot of people out there selling bullshit. They can go buy it.
right, right.
Yeah,
And
we don't we're not a volume dealer, so we're not throwing in all these extras just because a lot of our clients already have websites. What
yeah,
they usually want is just a modification of text. No, there is nothing on our website that even says we put in a website with your boot camp. It's a 3-day boot camp. Who the hell puts in, Sadia, I see you laughing. Who the hell puts in a freaking, we gonna throw in a website with your boot camp? The hell? The boot camp is $2,500. If you're getting a website for less than $2,500, it is a crap website. I'm just gonna tell you right now, it is crap. What is it, like on Wix? Anyway, no, we don't do crappy websites. First of all, we don't do crappy anything. So the last thing we're going to do is throw in some crappy stuff for free just to say that we did that. The hell?
right. And it got me thinking too, like there's so many people that want to get a website up right away, but that's like that messaging part again, right, Donna? Which is like way down the road. And if
Yeah,
you
you're.
don't have the focus and you don't have all of those other people, so that's kind of what was going off in my mind right away, and where I tried to bring it
Oh,
back
I
to.
can't wait to see the top half of the website because that's usually where
Right.
I can go to. I can open 90% of these websites right now and go, no, 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 no. Oh, but you got it for free. No. No, we don't throw in websites and random crap just to say that we did it. That's not what we do. We deliver actual quality.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you,
And
Sadia. Sadia is over here talking about I'm weak. She knows. Girl, you know. Come on. Are you going to do my web? No, I'm not going to do your website. I'm also not going to scrub your toilets. Anyway, no. It's a boot camp. It is a 3-day boot camp. And let's talk about that real quick.
yes.
So why am I not doing all these other things? Because I'm not doing the bullshit that people do, quite honestly. Oh, we're gonna have a boot camp. And what does that really look like? Content waterboarding. They hired 50 people, in Magic Johnson to walk across the stage and talk to you for 12 hours a day for 3 days straight. And while you got his autograph, you have not put your freaking hand to pen to paper to write down a single note to do a single piece of work. I don't know if you've ever seen people in boot camps, but it goes something like this. I'm gonna do a push-up. This is how you do a push-up. Now you do a push-up. And if you didn't do it right, I'm gonna have you do it another 20 times and make sure you got it right. Okay, that looks almost right. Now show me that you can do it another 20. That's a boot camp. We are actually going to we're going to teach you something. We're going to show you something. You're going to go do that something. We're going to validate you did it right. And then we're going to build upon that something by teaching you, showing you, and doing the next thing. So by the time you walk out, you've walked away already started, not listening to people talk about what they did to get started, and definitely not putting together a damn website.
Well, I have a follow-up question about that, Donna, because one of the things that I'm seeing is I've had some people that I've talked to actually say, well, I've already done a couple programs and now I have to implement what I learned. And when I'm hearing that, it's just like there's something I feel like there's a disconnect there because it's like if you're learning all these things, but you didn't implement them while you were in the program, there's something off there, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
that
why in the hell didn't
implementation
you
piece,
implement them already?
right? The
Why are you waiting till the end of the program to implement them? Like literally, the people I talk to on day one are doing work on day one. When I talk to them
right,
on that next time we talk, they're doing work already from the last time we talked. We're constantly doing business building activities, not just learning activities. This isn't college. This is entrepreneurship. It's actually the work. I cannot stand this content waterboarding bullshit that people are out here doing. Like, I'm just going to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk to you about it. But then I need you to actually go do the work so we could go do the next part. So why are they waiting to implement? They should be implementing right then. I mean,
right,
I get frustrated because I know people are spending their really good money
right.
and they're learning, but they're not in the doing part.
Yes,
And if you're not doing it, and if your coach isn't doing at least the first pass with you, like with every one of my clients, I'm like, let's do the first pass together. Did you understand? Okay, you do the second pass. Okay, let's do the first pass again. Okay, now you do the second pass. Okay, you got it. Okay, do the third pass. Let me watch. Okay, do it again. Okay, now go do that on your own. Send me the thing. Let me check it. So there's always this, I'm going to teach you. We're going to do it together. You're going to do it by yourself. You're going to do it again. Okay, now go give it a shot. Okay, now come back. And if they get stuck while they're giving it a shot, so like I have a lady right now who's getting ready to do her challenge. I said, let's talk about what the challenge looks like. Let's actually implement it. Okay, let's talk about what your social media looks like. Okay, let's do some posts together, some Canva posts. Okay, those aren't going to work. Let's look at how to, like, they should be actually holding your hand, holding the back of the bike with you as you're doing it, not as you're learning it. If I hear one more person come out of a program that's like, oh, I learned some stuff and now I got to implement it, why hadn't you been implementing it all along? By the
right.
time people get out of my program, if they haven't gotten their money, I swear to God, then what they did was they did not get on my calendar and they did not do the work, and that was their choice, and it drives me nuts. But for the most part, people get on my calendar, they're doing their work, they're doing all the work they're supposed to do, and they're moving forward every step of the way. There is plenty of opportunity to get your work done and to make the money. I've seen Chanel do it. I've seen Julie do it. I've seen the other Julie do it. I've just seen people just like, I'm in the program and I'm making money. Look at this lady, Jennifer. Jennifer's about to pay off this program and she's only been in it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, like let's go. Yeah, you should be doing, not thinking about doing, but actually doing.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Another person I spoke to recently, she is an esthetician, has she said multiple side hustles. She's also doing the she's going to do the Lyft thing, do a Lyft driver thing. But I asked her, I said, but what do you really love to do? And she's like, oh, well, I really love to do poetry. And so she has like this, all these things going on, but she's been making some money. And anyhow, I'm just curious if you can speak to like side
I hate
hustles.
side hustles.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hate, I hate side hustles. I hate them. Side hustles cause you to take your focus off of the ball.
Right. Right.
If you have something that's driving some cash and it takes absolutely no money, no time out of your day, and it drops money on your bank account, great. The moment that you tell me you can't do some work that I gave you because you got to go babysit your side hustle, what the hell? No, no. Side hustles drive me absolutely nuts because all of a sudden I have these great entrepreneurs who are spending all their time chasing the dollar instead of letting the dollar chase them. They're
Mm,
so busy doing this side hustle shit that they can't focus on what they're really supposed to do. And it takes their eye off the ball. Like, seriously, think about it, Doug. I know how to build websites. I'm a Six Sigma Master Black Belt. I am a PMP. I know how to write code. I mean, I could be sitting over here launching space shuttles right now. But that's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on only one thing and one thing only. How do I get my clients to 6-figure quarters, 6-figure months, 6-figure weeks, and 6-figure days? How do I get it so they can live like us, where we're like, hey, you know what? Fyrebrand works 8 months out of the year. Like, how do I get them there? And it just frustrates me when people are like, oh, I got this side hustle going on. Like, stop. Somebody made side hustle sexy, and that needs to cut it out. It makes great entrepreneurs stop paying attention to what they're really supposed to be doing because they're so stuck on this damn side hustles.
And Dawnna, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also feel like some people think that the only way they can acquire more revenue is to do more things rather than identify like a single area of expertise and then leverage that in different ways.
Here's two things. Number one, identify your ideal client, identify your expertise, and then stop pricing yourself to be competitive.
Hmm.
And a lot of people do that. They're like, "Oh, everybody else is charging 3,000, so I should charge 3,000." No. You know how much a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes cost on average, Doug?
It's been a while since I
It's been
bought a
a
pair.
while. So on average, they're about $1,500. So you'd
Ooh.
be like, holy shit, that must be a really nice pair of shoes. But I bet you think the pair of shoes that cost $2,500 must be way nicer. So what I'm not going to do is price myself to compete with Christian Louboutin. I'm going to price myself to be above Christian Louboutin so you think my shit's better. People are
Mm.
so busy trying to be competitive and price themselves within the market. They're so scared to price themselves out of the market. If you want to make money, charge more. And then the other thing is they're like, but what do I have to do for that? The fact that you ask that question means that you don't think you're doing a good job.
Mm.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what I'm doing for my money. I'm making people get to 6-figure quarter. I'm very clear that I could raise my rates
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like 6-figure quarters, 6-figure months, 6-figure weeks. Those are our goals. Right? When
Right.
you want to make more money, focus on your expertise, your ideal client, and what you're going to deliver. Don't do everything else. Focus on only that. And we have methodologies in each one of those to make sure that people crush it. That's why our clients do so damn well.
Yep. Yep. And Dawnna, if you could speak to this too, because I heard you say recently that like ability to make decisions is one of the things that like really hurts entrepreneurs, and especially if they're like risk averse and
Right.
everything. And I'm just wondering if you can speak to that a little bit, because I feel like that comes into play here a little bit too.
It's so real. So this is big. When a client is more likely to struggle a little bit. Like let's say they're going, Dawnna, your program, like listen, to come to the boot camp, what is $2,500 to do the boot camp and the to do the executive VIP. So the boot camp is VIP, the executive VIP is 5,000, and that is a month worth of coaching, right? Plus the boot camp. The person who actually struggles just a little bit to make that payment is more likely to get their return on investment than the person who just took out $5,000, dropped it on the table, and didn't even think about it. And the reason is the person where it was a little tight, it was a little harder, they got a fire under their ass to get it done. They're like, I'm going to do this. And they're literally sitting there going, I don't have a choice, right? And that's the thing. When people have entirely too many choices, they make way too few decisions.
Mm.
That's what it really comes down to. And a perfect example of this is take any child, put them in one of those stores like It's Sugar, and then tell them they could pick anything they want, but only one thing. That kid is going to be in there for 8 days. Oh my God, do I get the giant gummy bear or the king size Snicker bar? Or do I get the snickerdoodles? Or do I get this little Twizzly thing? Or do I get the red vines? I don't know. There's going to be everything. But the moment you give them two choices, you get this or this, they'll be like, I take that. Period, the end, and we're out. Entrepreneurs have entirely too many options, and because they have so many options, they don't make any decision. But the moment that they put their money on the line, and then I'm like, you must make this decision today, and I get them into decision making mode, they're successful. It's
Yeah.
just completely different. So I challenge them, because what they're really saying when they don't decide is that they really don't believe in themselves enough. It's not they don't believe in me. It's not they don't believe in the
Right.
product or the program. It's really that they don't believe in themselves. They've already seen my success. They already know that I make people successful. It's that they don't believe they're going to do the shit they need to do in order to be successful. And so when they can't make decisions, they can't make decisions because, quite honestly, they're too risk averse to be an entrepreneur. They should go get a job.
Mm. Yeah, that I've not heard that. Like, when you don't decide, it means you don't believe in yourself. Like, that's
Yeah, you don't believe in
yep,
yourself or you don't believe in your client. It's one of the two. You have to choose.
yep.
But like when I tell people to raise their rates, they're like, my clients won't pay that. I'm like, oh, so you don't believe in your clients? No,
Oh,
I believe in
sure.
my clients. I'm like, so you don't believe in yourself?
Yep.
Which one? Because I could sell if I wanted to. I could sell this program for $100,000 and fill it. I know the ideal client that I want to work with, and they're not
Yep.
making that kind of money yet. And so I'm willing to work with them at where they are to get them to make that kind of money.
Mhm. Yep.
Right?
Very good. Um, so I also wanted to share just a couple kind of common situations that I'm running into and just some things that I'm hearing, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throw some things at you here. So one of the things that I'm hearing a little bit is it's early in my career, so I want to try some things on my own first. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on that
Yeah,
approach.
I love that. That's the golf swing thing, right? I'm gonna go and you've done golfing, you've instructed golfing. You see somebody coming with a bad golf swing, and the only thing you're thinking is, well, shit, I gotta fix that. Like, I gotta break all these horrible habits first.
Right.
Then I could actually start teaching them. It's the same thing. I see people so yes, people always say, "Oh, I want to go try it on my own first. I want to try it on my own first." And it's basically saying, you know, what I want to do is I want to go face plant a multitude of times without anyone to help me. And then after I've really, really screwed things up, like it's just horrible, then I want to come in and I want you to help me. I mean, you never see people do this with any other thing. Oh, you know what? What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go and pour that foundation and build my house first, and then I'll come in and I'll have the construction worker like, no, are you
Right.
crazy? It's going to cost you way more. Go and get a professional help you get it done. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get that. And what I really tell people like that to do is don't wait, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna build all these really bad invisible habits that they don't even recognize, that the coach recognizes, and it's gonna cost them so much more in money and time to fix those really bad habits.
Yeah. It's funny because when you were talking about the golf, like if I'm helping somebody with golf and also coach basketball and stuff, I see somebody's shot and it's just like, oh no, how many thousands of shots have they taken
Have you
with
done
those
that? Muscle
mechanics?
memory is in there. That
How
muscle
long is
memory is in there, right? Oh my God. Listen, okay, basketball player, we never even talk about it, right? How many people got those elbows out and you're like, bring them
oh
in? Like, like you're doing like, hey, you gotta, and but no, they've gotten where they're slick and they're not gonna follow all the way through. They're not gonna go all the way up and follow through. And so you're like, no, you gotta, no, elbow in, no, you gotta guide the ball, no, you're trying to teach them all that stuff, and you're like, I gotta break all these shitty ass bad habits that you've been doing since you were 5. I hate your father.
we're gonna be here a while.
You're gonna be here a while. You're gonna be here a while. When I used to coach basketball, I used to stand behind the person, and I had this it was basically like a long piece of bamboo, but we had cut it down. So listen, if you thought it was anything, you probably thought I was beating the kids. But what I used to do is when their elbow would be out, I would just tap the side,
Oh,
right, with the thing, and it made a sound. So they knew it was coming. They were like, damn it. And they kept trying to get that elbow in. It's those bad habits are so painful to break. And entrepreneurs tend to go out there and create all these bad habits. And then somebody got to come in and clean them up. And
yep.
then we can get to success. And then what it kills me is they're like, I don't understand why we can't get to success in 3 days like you did for the other person. Because you did 300 years worth of bad shit I got to fix. Jesus. Gotta fix all that crap first.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I like to get them when like I said, they've made a little money, but if I can get them where they're an expert already, and they haven't even been an entrepreneur, but they've been in business, and they're like, yeah, I think I'm ready to go out on my own. I'm like, don't go do anything. Call me, because oh my God,
Right.
those are perfect, because then they're not going to have those bad habits.
Yeah. No, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about like the person that says, because this is something else that I've heard too, is I can't afford to invest right now.
So the first thing I think about is, okay, so you want to start a business. Let's say you wanted to go into real estate. You wanted to say, you know what, I'm going to be a real estate investor. The first thing you would do as a real estate investor is say, I got to get my credit score up, and I got to put money aside. And I got to increase my knowledge. So I got to increase my knowledge. I got to have some tools in place, my credit score, right? And I got to put some money aside, because it turns out they don't give away my houses for free. Right? So just going in, you're like, I know I got to do these 3 things. And you're buying and selling a physical, tangible product. And you know that to get that house, you have to have knowledge, you have to have a good credit score, you got to have investment, right? And
Right.
you know what? If you're anything like me, you're going to have a coach, because God forbid. You know those 4 things. So now and it's funny that you asked me this question, because I actually do have a real estate coach that I'm working with right now for the exact same purpose. Not because I haven't bought real estate before, because I recognize the value of having a coach to help me increase my knowledge quickly to get something I want to get. You take somebody who does not have a tangible product. They're literally selling air. They think they have to make no investment. You're selling something people cannot see. And you think, because I don't have something people can't see, I don't have to invest in my business. That makes no sense. If people tell me they have no money to invest in their business, number one, they did not prepare to have a business. They prepared to have a side hustle or a gig chasing. They didn't prepare to be a business owner. They prepared to be a gig chaser. And then what they're really telling me they plan to do is that they're going to cobble their business together with a bunch of invisible shit. Or a bunch of free shit. Oh, I'm going to go and get this. And let me talk about the free shit. So I'm going to go, because it irks me. So this is what they're going to do. And I'm going to quote my boy, Robert. What they're going to do is they're going to go over here and they're going to go, oh, Dawnna said this thing about expertise. It was so good. I'm going to put that together. Then they're going to go over here. Oh my God, that person says something about funnels. So now I'm going to take that funnel. I'm going to match it with Dawnna's expertise. This person over here was talking about a marketing message. So I'm going to take that marketing message, put it with this expertise. And they're just taking all this free shit and putting it together. And they're cobbling together this Franken business. And then they're going, I don't know why it's successful, because the motherfucker can't walk. I mean, seriously, he has no brain. Of course it doesn't function. You're surprised? You're surprised that your business isn't successful after cobbling together from all the free shit? What the hell do you expect? It didn't work out for the first guy who did it. What the hell? So I'm sorry. I just get annoyed about that.
I'm sorry, but I have this vision of like this Frankenstein thing walking around and somebody saying, I need a leg on this thing.
Right. And then they're like, I don't know why I can't attract any ideal clients, because it's freaking hideous. That's why. It's hideous. It has things sticking out here, this giant head, this ugly haircut, breath like death. And you're wondering why your business isn't attracting anyone, because you cobbled it together from a bunch of free shit. You know what? Go get a loan, invest in doing your actual business, and then you're going, well, what if I don't get the return on investment back? Then do the work to get the return on investment back. It's a business, not a gig. Jesus. Sorry. I'm fine.
I just wish you'd come out of your shell a little bit and tell us how you really feel, Dawnna.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You just have to know my buttons. Who else is on your list? No.
Well, the other one I'll hear from time to time is my calendar doesn't work.
Oh. Like they don't have time on their calendar. So basically what they're saying is, yeah, no, this is really important, but it's not important.
Mm,
Anytime
right.
someone tells me they can't do something, the next thing I go is, well, wait, you're telling me right now that if I told you that I had hit the lottery consistently for 10 weeks in a row, and basically on this day, I'm going to show you how to hit the lottery consecutively for the rest of your life, that there is nothing you can move around on your calendar to make that happen. And of course, they're like, well, I can move a couple of things. Then what you're really saying is, this isn't a priority. That's what they're saying.
Right.
So, period, the end.
Yep. Well, and along with that, I also hear, I'm super busy doing stuff.
Yeah, they're working in their business and not on their business. They're not
Oh,
doing the things that matter. They have prioritized social media and to-do lists and all these things because they're not really willing to do the work that they're supposed to do. So Michael said, how do these people become ideal customers and then find out they are not willing to do the work? They're probably better fit in corporate where they don't have to be self-motivated. The job will be what it is. Exactly. Yeah, people who aren't who are like, you know what, I'm too busy. At this time, they're not ideal clients. When
hmm
people are like, I don't have the money, I'm not, and it's not, I don't have the money to pay you, Donna. No, you're not, you don't have the money to invest in your business. You're probably not the ideal client. If you're saying, I'm not willing to prioritize my business right now because, whatever, you're probably not my ideal client, because my ideal client has said, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of being busy. I'm tired of not making money. And I'm tired of saying that I don't have the money to invest in my business. So you know what I need to do? I need to just go ahead and do what I need to do and invest in my business in a scary way so I can make it happen. And that's, you know what? I did that. Listen, yeah, I did that. Like, I did that. I was like, this is a lot of money to give one coach. You better be good or I'm going to come shoot you. Turned out they were really good. Or I buried a body and we won't talk about it. But my point is that having to do that all of a sudden made it critical to me to get it done. And I tell people all the time, take the payment plan. And there's a reason I tell them take the payment plan. Because if you pay me all up front, then you're going to forget the fire.
Mm,
If you pay me every month, then every month you're reminded that you got shit to do.
yep.
Right? So I know that's different from what a lot of people say. They're like, you should be worried about your cash flow first. Cash is not my problem. It really isn't. Your investment in keeping a fire under your ass, though, that is my problem. And so that's consistently what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I think those are kind of the big ones that I wanted to share with you today and everything. So that
All
was
right.
awesome.
Thank you. And I'm okay. Oh, I did want to say this. I wrote a note down over here. I wanted to tell you real quick.
Oh,
So
okay.
when people tell me, I wrote a note over here because when you said that, I clicked and bought it up. I'm just going to copy it here so I can paste it. So when people tell me that they're too busy to work on their stuff, and they'll say I'm too busy and I'm not even making enough money. Don't get me wrong. There are times when I am busy and I can't take on other projects because I am working on my business and not in it. And so it's just not a good time. Like
Yep.
when I'm doing the mansion retreat for 6 weeks, and then we have the mansion retreat program and we're like in it for those 6 weeks. I don't have time to do anything else. I have 10 clients that I need to get to get to 6-figure quarters really quickly. I'm not taking on any other projects at that time. It's just not a priority at the time. And I totally get that. But at that time, I am focused on things like sales, client engagement, marketing, product development, delivery, ideal client, streamlining, expertise, professional development, those types of things. Those things are critical. And so the difference between working on your business and working in your business is this. So here's the list of things that when you're working on your business.
Okay.
And by the way, here's the difference. If people always wonder what's the difference between on your business and in your business.
Right.
Okay. It's the difference between being on the news and in the news.
Oh.
Think about it that way. When you are in the news, that is way different from
Right.
being on the news, right?
Right.
Being in the news is bad. Being on the news is okay.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Right. So when you are on the news or when you're working on your business, you are doing sales, you are doing client engagement, you're doing marketing. And I don't mean, when I say marketing, I don't mean that you're sitting there and doing like your social media calendar. I'm saying, for example, Ruben will say, I need 20 marketing videos because that is me working on my business. He needs that for a strategy. You're doing product development and delivery. You're doing ideal client streamlining, and you're doing expertise and professional development. Those are the things you're doing when you're working on your business. When you're working in your business, you have a whole bunch of to-do lists that don't necessarily lead to a return on investment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're in the news. You're not on the news. People are reporting what you're doing as if it's a bad thing.
Right.
That's the
Right.
difference. So, yeah, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, Doug, when you get some of these conversations, by the way, we've had some really, really good conversations. And by the way, when I send people the list of, hey, do you have any of these excuses? A lot of times they'll identify themselves, and I'm like, then you're probably not ready to be an entrepreneur. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's enough coaches out there who are truly saying that to people. You're just not ready to be an entrepreneur yet. And as you know, I am really good at telling people that Fyrebrand is not the good fit for them when they are not a good fit. If you lack integrity, not a good fit. If you haven't, that's a big one, by the way. People who lack integrity are not a good fit for us at all. Can't do it. Can't do it. It'll never work. People who think it's just about the money, not a good fit. It's really about what you're doing from your heart and how you want to change the world with your
Right.
expertise. People who aren't willing to put in I tell people honestly, I would say between 4 and 8 hours a week worth of work on average. There are some weeks where it's a little heavier, some weeks where it's a little lighter. People who are literally not willing to think a little differently or let go of stuff, like they hold on to stuff so tight, is probably not a good fit for them. Right. But people who are experts, and they're coaches, especially, and they're consultants, and they honestly do want to help people hit the goal, and they're tired of winging it. They're tired of not having a methodology. They're tired of feeling like every client is chasing gigs, and they're tired of not having recurring revenue. Those people are my ideal client. And those people
Yeah.
are perfect for the boot camp as a starting point. That's a great starting point for us.
Right, right. And also, it reminds me, when you're saying that too, it reminds me of what you shared with me one time about, I forget exactly how you said it, but like the 1% mentality, where a lot of people, they go to coach you after coach and they're telling them all kind of the same things. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I tend to say stuff just not what everybody else is saying. Right?
Right,
Because, I have done the thing. I've built the $250 million business, and then I retired, and then I built a few other multi-million-dollar businesses, and now I coach because I really do want to help those people. You're never going to catch me, outside in my Bentley, because I recognize that that's a depreciating asset that no one should put money in. Not there's anything wrong with Bentleys. I'm just not going to put my money in that. I'm one of those people who I'm consistently showing people, even when it comes down to buying cars. I'm like, let me show you how to buy a car and be right side up on your car. So you're literally driving around in an asset rather than a liability. Let me show you how to be wealthy, not just because you can accidentally make some money, but you can't accidentally stay wealthy.
mm,
You can't. You
yeah,
can't accidentally
yep.
stay wealthy. That's on purpose. And so Michael Bentley said you really wouldn't invest in me. That hurts.
I actually
The
had
other
that thought
Bentley.
going.
I know. I thought about it after I said it, and I'm like, damn it, he's right there. I'm thinking about the other Bentley, not you, Bentley.
That's the one
Um,
Bentley that is a great investment,
that
right?
is the one Bentley that's an amazing investment. But what I find is that so many times when I'm working with people, they're not hearing things that other people are, that they're not hearing these lessons in regards to stop focusing on a side hustle. Let me show you how to make money. Let me show you how to make money, keep money, and grow money. right? Let me show you that money doesn't make money. So that's something I say all the time. Money does not make money. Well, that's something that 98% say. But honest to God, when I'm sitting on a yacht with a bunch of billionaires with a B, people who are way richer than me because I don't need to be the richest person in the room. When I need to be in the room where the richest people are. When I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and notice I didn't say talking to them, when I'm listening to them and they'll say, yeah, money makes money. Ha ha ha. I was like, oh, wait, what? You're right. And they're like, money does not make money. Ideas make money. And the intelligence and the information for those ideas, that's what makes money. Money does not make money. And when they tell me things like they would never use their own money, I'm like, say again? They're like, no, you take out a loan, but you don't use your own money. You get the return on investment and then you pay off the loan, but you don't use your money. You don't impact your cash flow. So I think it's so funny when people are like, well, I don't want to use the financing because I don't want to impact my credit. Are you serious? But that's what the 98% think. That is not what the 1% and 2% think. It's not. They think completely different. They're like, use other people's money, which means get a loan. Do the work to get the return on investment because you're responsible for it. It's not responsible for you. Be in the room with someone who's smarter than you. Ask them a multitude of questions. Do the work, get the return, pay off the loan, repeat. And they'll tell you the number one thing that is absolutely the most valuable thing you can invest in is your knowledge. People think they're always reading books. They're constantly in networks. They're constantly reading. They're constantly increasing their knowledge on crap you wouldn't even think about. They're in that constant mode. It is a completely different game changer. It is completely different. You got to start getting in the room with people who aren't saying what everybody else is saying, so that way you can start doing the shit that other people aren't doing. Like literally, I'm on like a 70-foot yacht or a 90-foot yacht or a 130-foot yacht. Y'all, I was homeless when I was 19. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You know, I would have never even dreamed of seeing a yacht, and here I'm hanging out on one. You just got to start thinking differently. Anyway, that's all I got for this week's sales meeting.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Did you learn anything? I don't know. We'll talk about
it. Maybe just I had to give my hands a little rest here.
I know you were typing like crazy. Anyway, let's see. Michael wrote, serious note, I've seen Dawnna make purchases. She has a buying methodology. I do. Just as much as she has a sales methodology. I do. He adopted my buying methodology, and it helped him stay committed to his sales methodology. And by the way, Michael Bentley is I'm going to get it wrong. How many consecutive months, quarters? I know it's like some stupid number, like 20 consecutive months that he's either met or exceeded a sales goal, and his sales goal has gone up like 20 something percent, 30% every year.
Yeah.
Every year. Oh, 19.
19.
19 consecutive quarters. That's almost 5 years. And he recently beat his quarterly goal. By the way, I want to remind y'all, we're still in the first quarter. It doesn't actually end until the end of March. He beat that in February.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. 29 consecutive quarters.
29.
My bad. What was I thinking? 29 consecutive quarters. So the fact that somebody that brilliant would let me coach them is kind of...
It's pretty cool.
It's all right. Like, what's up, boo? All right. Anyway. Anyway, if you're interested in coming to the boot camp, which is an actual boot camp, the boot camp is going to focus on money, right? So how do we turn marketing messages into high ticket leads? Excuse me. How then do you actually have a sales funnel that drives high ticket leads? And then it's a marketing and sales funnel, by the way. And then how do you engage high ticket clients? Because there is a different way to engage them. And I'm going to tell you one. High ticket clients don't like to be bribed. They don't like, oh, I give you this information for email. They don't like that. That's the wrong. And also, how do you sell to high ticket clients? Because there is a different way of selling, right? And so that is all about finance. So there are people who are going, I'm not ready for the high ticket stuff yet. Like, I want to be because I want to go. And I know that you change your mind like every 5 minutes. And because you'll be like, well, I'm never doing a boot camp again. And then I'm screwed. So, but I want to go. But you don't feel like you're ready. And I would probably tell you not to go if you were not ready. Quite honestly, I would. But what I did, because I do have people going, but Dawnna, I still feel like I need to get my expertise and my messaging nailed down and my ideal client nailed down before I can even get to that stuff. I need to have my mission and vision and goals set up. I need to like even whittle down my product. That's why we created the executive VIP, so you can get 1 month of coaching. And the way we've done it is you can split that coaching however you want. You can go, I want 2 weeks before the retreat. I want 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the boot camp, 2 weeks after the boot camp. Or you could say, I want it all after the boot camp. Or you could say, I want a week before and I want 3 weeks after. We don't care. I do open coaching, so you use it however you want. But the fact of the matter is that people are going to walk out with the exact plan that I'm using for high ticket sales. And I'm going to show them how to sell exclusivity and stop selling volume, because volume actually sucks. I'm sorry. I'm not Walmart. I'm more like Neiman Marcus. So anyway, if that's something you're interested in, if you really want, and by the way, this is not something that we're letting, hundreds of people come to. It's literally going to be probably about 25 or 30 people. That's what we're targeting. We're not targeting hundreds. I don't like to do I speak at events with hundreds of people, but when I'm doing boot camps, I need to know every person in that room is walking away with what they need to be successful. So we're probably going to keep it at that 25 to 30 point. And I think we're a little bit more than a third to a half sold out. And we're only selling for another 5 weeks. And we are running out of VIPs quickly. I think almost everything we've sold has been either an executive VIP, is mostly been an executive VIP or a VIP. We've had like no one buy a general admission ticket at all. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all we got. I am going to actually go do some work because it's tax season and my accountant and I need to stay friends. Because she is about tired of my ass right now. She's like, listen, lady, I gave you all the apps. Send me my receipts. I am tired of you. And I'm like, okay. So sorry. Anyway, that's how I got.
Well, have fun with that, Dawnna.
Oh, thanks, Doug. Oh, wait, you know what? I want to give this out. I meant to give this out. So somebody asked me this before. Let me just grab it so I can have it because I never do. Someone asked me before, who do I use for my accounting? And so I'm going to actually give you a month free with my accountant. Let me just grab it. So here's the link. Can't post messages to some channels. That's fine. So that's the link. And if you use the code, I'm going to copy it. They actually give you like a month for free. And here's the cool thing about them. So I put the link and I put the code, and if you can't see it, the company it's called collective.com, and the code is D as in dog, S as in Sam, 5509. So D as in dog, S as in Sam, 5509. I can actually do it in captions because I have the technology. Collective.com. And if you use this code DS5509, let me see if I can show that. There you go. If you do collective.com and you go to DS5509, they will give you a month for free. And let me tell you about the collective. This is why I use them. Number one, they handle all my bookkeeping. And they handle my taxes. And you get QuickBooks for free. Everything with my payroll. And personal and business taxes. And it costs a whopping $200 a month. I think $250 when you get the bootkeeping. But if you're a small business owner, you already know that $250 for all your bookkeeping to be done is a gift. Okay, because doing your own bookkeeping is working in your business and not working on your business. Because if you do your bookkeeping wrong, you will be in the news and not on the news. That's how you can tell. So, yeah, screw that up. You will be in the news, not on the news. But seriously, if you get a chance, go to Collective, and if you give them the code DS5509, they have this thing they're giving away. I think it's a month for free. It's really badass. I absolutely love them. And again, they're going to help me be on my business and not in the news. So I'll talk to you guys later. I hope that helps everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks, Dawnna.
You're welcome, Doug.